Hello everyone again, this is the Homie Game Guru. Now those who have subscribed or have seen my channel, you've seen that I have videos called Digging in the Box, showing old action figures and comic books that I have. I've gotten a lot of good comments from them, so I decided to do one more video showing the stuff that I know I do have. I do have other nice treasures, and the thing is I'm a massive pack rat. And I have a lot of stuff that I just never played with or never used, but now they're great collectibles. Just how much of a pack rat am I? Well, anyone who's a Canadian watching this knows, well, who grew up in the 80s and 70s, probably heard of Mr. Muggs. These are books that were back when we were learning phonics. This is from, I think, when I was in grade 2. This thing was actually made in 77. I still have this series. I just kept them for nostalgia's sake. And I'm showing this, the old Spider-Man Superman crossover. A lot of people have been asking about it. Pretty much it's the first crossover between Marvel and DC, and I'm still trying to find out how much it's worth, but it's priceless to me. Superman and Spider-Man, the two biggest characters. But besides that, I'm going to show you some other classic stuff that I have, from board games to action figures, and hope you like what you see. To start off, beside my man Usagi Yojimbo is a collectible reproduction of the first comic book price guide by Robert M. Overstreet. Anyone in the comic book biz knows who Overstreet is. This is a nice collectible find. Just to give you an example, Avengers #1 in this price guide from 1970 was only worth about $5. Of course, now it's almost probably $5,000. For anyone who remembers the Smurfs, here's a full plush of Gargamel and a Halloween mask of Smurfette. Both of them are from 1982. Smurfette is still in the box. For those of you who are classic board game fans, here's the original Star Wars board game and Miss Pac-Man board game still in the original packaging with all the original accessories. Now for those real die-hard old school heads out there, I'm not sure who will remember Power Lords, but here's Vulcan Rock, the base of Power Lords. This is like a classic of action figure series, and I still have the thing still sealed in its box. And then of course there's Blackstar with the ice castle with where the bad guy is from. I barely remember this cartoon, but I know it's a classic, and again, still in the box. From way back in the day, I think 83. And of course, in preparation for Star Trek and the great rebirth of the Star Trek franchise, we got some sealed up ones, including the Generations movie Full Enterprise with exploding parts, and Locutus, one of the many Next Generation figures that I still have in their packaging. Even though I wasn't the biggest fan of it, I kept one of my Beast War figures still in the packaging with a Crocodile Megatron and Optimus Primal as I think a bat. But yeah, I thought this would be cool to keep and hang on to. If you guys remember Reboot, here's Hexadecimal. Wasn't the biggest fan of the show, but it was still pretty cool. And of course, you can't be a retro fan without Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That's why my man Usagi right here. Here's some old school Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle action figures. Of those who are fans of Starting Lineup, here's some Starting Lineup figures from the 90s, including Timeless Legends of Bobby Hall, Tony Esposito, Gordie Howe. I have a few baseball. Here's Ozzie Smith. Another hockey team, Mussolini. I got some Starting Lineup all over the place, but decided to keep these ones in their packaging. Anyone out there who's a Ghostbuster fan, here's some classic Ghostbuster figures, including the Ecto 3. Most people just think there's only Ecto 1, the station wagon, but here's Ecto 3, and here's their Haunted Vehicle series, and I'm sure these will go up in price once the new Ghostbuster movie comes out. The Lion King was one of my favorite Disney movies, so here's the Mufasa figure. Still kept that still in its packaging. Again, back to Lion King. Here's Pride Rock, the playset. Still sealed up. And of course I can't do an action figure series without one of my favorite action figures, which is Bucky O'Hare. I used to love this cartoon. Here's the Toad Marshall and Blinky, one of Bucky O'Hare's characters. But the crazy thing is, I never got the actual action figure of Bucky O'Hare, but pretty much all the other characters still sealed up. Now here's some crazy goodies in this box right here. Bionic 6, if you remember that cartoon series, here's the flying laser throne for the bad guy. If you look down in there, if you see Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, you know what this is going to be. Actually, I don't even have to take that out because I have another one right here. Yep, there you go. The Channel 6 news van with April O'Neil, still in the packaging. And here's the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Ooze Catapult, which was a pretty fun toy. Here's the Marvel Superheroes Captain America Coupe. I don't know why Captain America needs a car, but here's his car regardless, still in the box. If anyone out there is a Dick Tracy fan, here's the Dick Tracy police car. And just to end it off, I'll show just a couple more comic books I have in my collection, including Black Cat Western. I just stumbled upon this, I'm not even sure, I've never even read it, but something to look into. And because of Terminator, here's the Platinum Edition of Robocop vs. Terminator. It's a pretty cool book. This is actually the first appearance of Terminator in comic books, if anyone remembers Now Comics. This is his first appearance in the issue of Rust. Deadpool, I know a comic book, a movie's coming out on the character, so of course, hardcore, here's the first appearance of Deadpool. And of course, you can't be complete without an issue of Kool-Aid Man, which I will put right side up, and there you go. So, you can't be a true comic book fan unless you have the Kool-Aid Man comic book. So there again, is some of my collections, and if I find any more treasures, I'll share it with everyone. Give me your comments, give me your video responses, whatever. You know, comic books, action figures, sci-fi, all of it's great. It's amazing stuff, and we all have these treasures somewhere. So, Homie Game Guru, take care.